Hi there. Normally I promise you a short video and I'm not able to keep that, but this time I can promise you it's one of the shortest ever. And this is just a short revisit of the 1802 monitor, where we get rid of some scratchiness that is especially on the audio potmeter, but also on some of the other potentiometers in front of the unit, where we do have some scratching and some unforeseen gaps when you try to adjust something. So I'm just going to clean and lubricate these potentiometers. So this is just about taking the 1802 apart again and getting access to the front potentiometers, lubricating them and putting it all back together again. So just let's get right to it. Yeah, as we had our 1802 taken apart just recently, there will be no surprises here, except I did forget to take off the lid in front of the monitor. Is always wise to keep this from not being broken any further. You can see that the plastic here is brittle and yellow. Yeah, and as you might remember or might not know, there are 5 screws on this monitor. There are 4 holding the chassis in the front, and there is one that is holding this black plate where the connectors are fitted in the back. And all of these are screwed straight into the plastic. And we're in like Flynn, as Dave Jones from the EEV channel used to say. And we do have to remember that this monitor has been plugged into the mains, so there can be some high voltage charged up in this, but we are not going to touch the high voltage areas, so I won't bother to disconnecting any high voltage stuff. We are only going to concern ourselves with the low voltage side of things, but you do have to be careful when you are inside a monitor anyway. Yeah, and what I'm using here is an electronics cleaning spray from the Swedish company Biltema. And this is a spray that also lubricates a bit. It's not only evaporating real fast as deoxide sprays tend to do. And the last time I had this apart, I used some deoxidizing spray, but I still had the scratching. So there was some stuff laying around about on the surface, on the glider area on the potentiometers. But with this spray, I also lubricate, and when I do tend to move the potentiometers, this will get turned away and the surface will be clean. Yeah, and this spray also have better penetrating capabilities than the deoxidizing spray, so this kind of works like penetrating oil in some cases, where it tends to move into small tight spaces. And these potentiometers here are closed, at least the ones with the black handles. The one with the white handles are more open and easier to get inside to clean out. And what I'm doing here is I kind of massaging in the cleaning fluid by turning the potentiometer repeatedly until I feel that they move much easier and there is no scratching or some resistance in the movements of the potentiometers. So they feel like brand new when I've done this, and I'm quite satisfied with the work so far. Yeah, and then it's just putting everything back together again. And you have to slide in this board into these plastic spacer things. And if you remember from last time, we do have the same kind of tracks that the PCB needs to get into on the back of the monitor when we put that on. Yeah, and here he is again, the strange grey-haired guy that keeps appearing in my videos. He kind of looks like myself, but only with the wrong color on his hair. And when you insert the screws, it's wise to turn them a half turn the wrong way before you start tightening the screws, to have them enter the plastic in the same way as they was before. If you just start screwing, you can make new threads and you can actually rip out the old ones, and in brittle plastic that's not a wise move. On this monitor it's quite easy to put the back cover on, and the 4 screws that are in each corner is the same, and the screw that is on the back plate is slightly different. And this is a move I kind of forgot in the last part of this video. I do have to fix this connector, and this is a typical EU, or yeah, especially for the Nordic countries at least, this is a quite normal connector with a grounded earth. And this cable is without the stretch limiter, so that if you pull this cable, you will pull it straight out of the tongues in the plug, and that's not good. So I have to readjust the length of the cables so that you can get the fixture here to make what it should, and keep the lead inside the housing. Yeah, and I do think this mechanism for keeping the cable pull safe is called strain relief on English, at least I think it is. And sorry for moving outside of the picture here, but it's just about reattaching the now shortened leads so that I will get enough space inside of here to reroute the cables so that I get a very good and firm grip on the strain relief. Nice and street legal. Yeah, let's reattach this to the mains, and we are going to connect the video from our C64 and try to see if it this time has a fully functional monitor without the scratching when you turn the audio or video adjustment potentiometers and the resistance and scratching we had on all these before we took this apart again. And I have divided this. The black ones is it's not easy, but it's possible to turn them with your fingers, but the white ones you have to use a screwdriver. But those are not for everyday use anyway, so that might be just as good. Yeah, but it seems like all of these is working just fine. At least I don't have any jumping in the picture or the color when I turn the knobs. Yeah, and the rolling in the picture is, of course, my cheap camera is not able to sync up to the mains frequency, so you get this black rolling bar here. Now the volume knob is nice and not scratching anymore. And this was the goal of this, because like it was, I used this from Biltema electro cleaning or something, and this also lubricates. Before I used only the oxidizer, and that does not lubricate. So now the knitting and the scratching in the speaker is gone, and I do suppose that the sound is working as it should now. So this was the last thing about this Commodore 1802 monitor. I do now have another Commodore monitor up and coming, but before that I will do something completely different. I will look at an audio amplifier that someone dropped by here, and I will check out if I can find out what's wrong with that one. So, thanks for watching. This was a really short one. Just open up this 1802 and cleaning and lubricating the potentiometers in front of the unit.